Hello and welcome to Coffee with the Principals. This is a video podcast designed to kind of share information about kind of the doings and the things that are happening at Valhalla. So this is our first episode, and really it's designed to be recorded and produced in the amount of time it takes me to drink a single cup of coffee. However, it is a very large cup of coffee, but I will save most of that coffee for the editing portion. Today, in Coffee with the Principals, we will be talking about a component, a piece of our PBIS handbook. So if you're not familiar with where the PBIS handbook is located, it's actually saved in our G drive, and you can find that just by going into your computer, going to the G drive, looking for PBIS, and then you'll see that it's listed there, and you can open that document up. It's a fairly good sized document, but we're not going to explore the entire handbook today. We're actually just going to explore 3 pages of that document. And what we've done is we have 3 pages, which are really the crisis accountability plan. It's all about discipline and accountability. So these 3 pages outline, what a crisis situation is. Who are the members of your crisis response team and what are their roles? What are contingency plans for, when we have an escalated student and we need to either remove that student or evacuate a classroom? Where do you go? What are the alternate locations? And what steps should be taken in case there is a crisis situation? And then there's an accountability process and flowchart, which kind of outlines the entire process. And it talks about the staff issues or behaviors that are staff managed and issues or behaviors that are administratively managed. So it kind of gives you some outlines of who should be handling which specific situations. So we did receive some feedback that it was, first of all, difficult to access and people weren't able to find the document. And then that this specific section is kind of buried in the middle of it. So with that in mind, we took that feedback and we created a 2-page, it's a front and back, half sheet, which can be put next to your telephone, which is really a condensed version of those 3 pages. So it's our crisis response plan, and then there's a table on the second page which really goes through and explains what examples we have of crisis situations and then who to contact. On that first side, you'll see really this is our crisis response plan. When we have a crisis situation, call extension 4300. That puts you down to 3 different telephones at the same time, and either Cheryl or Tamika or Michelle will pick up that line, and then they will get on the radio after you've said this is a crisis situation and you've told them what classroom you're in and kind of given them a brief outline of what's going on. They can alert your crisis response team, and then we will respond with urgency to the situation. So they can triage that down at the front office, and then we can kind of move to where we need to be. We took that flow chart from the middle of that document and we've kind of condensed it. So you'll see here in our flow chart we have use of established PBIS strategies to teach and model to reinforce those expectations. And I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. That's good. Then we will ask you to be observing any antecedent activities, right? What are potential triggers? What are things that may be causing this issue? You'll be initiating your classroom interventions, redirecting, reteaching the expected behavior. If that's not working and your classroom interventions haven't been successful, then you call 4300 and administration can come and meet with the involved staff and the students to really kind of determine the next steps that we need to take to resolve the situation. That might look like enforcing discipline or initiating restorative practices. And that is really the gist of your crisis response plan. Now, on the back side of that paper, we have some examples of some crisis situations. So a scholar has a weapon. Maybe they've eloped from the building or they've left property. They're in the process of hurting someone or themselves. Maybe they're fighting. Maybe they've made a threat to hurt themselves or somebody else, and you believe it's a credible threat. There's perhaps illegal substances or even a medical emergency. Call 4300. Now, we have some numbers in the next columns. So your main office extension is 4300. Call that number and the office staff will get on the radio and let us know what's going on. If, however, you need to leave maybe a message for one of the office staff, we have their extensions listed here. But as you know, Erica and I are not in our office very much, so the odds of catching us there on the phone are not really good. The next column over, we have our, oh, look at that. That's my alarm telling me I need to wrap it up. So we have our medical team. We have Stephanie Miller and Patty March, who work in our nurse's office. And then we have our other support. We have Moses Carr, Elizabeth Bagnell, Kelsey Sinkovich, and Steve Schnackenberg. And we do have their extensions listed down below. That is Coffee with the Principals. I've kept this to under 7 minutes. So hopefully it's useful. We'll be following up with other podcasts exploring other aspects of life here at our amazing school. With that, I wish you all a wonderful week.